Moin Whisky-Fans! Tag Nummer 4 on the road durch Dänemark, beziehungsweise schon ein bisschen länger unterwegs. Heute bin ich bei Trolden und ich bin zu Gast bei
Thomas. I'm the head of sales of Trolden.
Und jetzt schauen wir uns die Brennerei an. Let's go!
Yeah, so Trolden was founded in 2005 by Michael Svendsen. He started making beer, and then in 2011 he was given money to actually start a distillery where we could start making whiskey, and we expanded to rum and gin and vodka, and we have also liqueurs. So we have a lot of different things. So yeah, please come inside. Yes, so this is our tasting room. We call it in Danish the beer hall, but we do beer tastings and gin tastings and whiskey tastings. In the summer we like to combine it all, so we have a tasting where you can try a little bit of everything we do around here. But we also have a shop where we sell all that we have made, but we also have some gins and whiskies we only sell at the distillery only. Trolden, which means the troll, roughly translated, is a bit of a nickname. We actually started, the brewery was called Troldhede Bryghus Brewery, which is actually was an old railroad route. I think it was the longest route privately owned in Denmark back then. And Troldhede is the other station from Kolding and then Troldhede. But I think it's 150 kilometers from here. Mm-hmm. So in the beginning they had a lot of issues by people saying, well, we are in Troldhede right now, where's the brewery? And we had to say, well, a long way from where you are. So because of all the misunderstandings, we named it Trolden, which is a nickname for Troldhede. But a lot of the beer has a slight insinuation for trains. So there's Lemon Express, there's Coal Wagon, Old Steam Train. So we definitely still have an homage for the train station, but have moved on to other things since then.
Familiar smell.
Yeah. Well, most distilleries look the same, but it's more like the setting that defines it. So this is where we do all our gin and whiskey and rum. We have 3 kettles, copper pots, and we start off if we have to make whiskey. It's actually the same place we make beer. So we have this big container where we can fill up to almost 1,000 liters. So when we make whiskey, we take the malt, the water and the yeast, of course. You all know that. And then make it here. and then we can let that ferment for around 10 days, I think. And we put it into these two copper pots over there, where we distill it, where we use all of it. And then when we have enough of that, we actually make the last distilling over at this pot, where we separate heads and tails.
Okay.
And then we reuse the heads and tails for around 6 times, I think.
So this is your spirit still, basically, and these are your wash stills, basically.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
so to speak.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But we make the rum and whiskey and gin in the same pot stills. Because out of necessity, but I think that also gives a distinct taste to it. That makes our spirits a little more special. People can decide that, but that is how we do it.
Where is your malt coming from?
Different places, actually. We experiment both with local malt. We've just released a whiskey with malt from nearby, very much nearby. I think it's 10-15 kilometers away. But we use malt from southern part of Jutland, and for the peated whiskey, we started using Scottish peated malt, but then Brexit came and made it very expensive. So now we have from Belgium. We also use something from Germany as well. But we would very much like to find a good peated malt from Denmark as well. It's definitely a strategy we are trying to incorporate to use more Danish things.
Yes.
I think there was in the beginning, there's no doubt that Mikael, who founded it, was very much a fan of Scottish whiskey. And I think a lot of distilleries, not that it was a bad thing, just copied what the Scottish did because they were good at it,
yes.
Of course. But now I think I see more distilleries go in the direction of using Danish malt and Danish casks. And I think it's a good thing to try to say what is Danish whiskey. So
yes.
If we only use the same malt that the Scottish do in the same casks, then we don't really do anything different from Scottish. And Scottish whiskey is really, really good, but Danish whiskey can also be really, really good.
You want to have your own identity, your own profile.
So I think all the distilleries I've seen so far is doing a really, really good job at doing it in each their own way.
Yes.
And we're trying in Trolden also to find what is our way. So we are experimenting a lot and slowly trying to go that way. We've just bought some malt from a national park out in the west to see what that can do. And maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, but there's only one way of finding out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And running again.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I can talk a little bit about beer production if that's relevant for your.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested in all kinds of productions.
All right.
So
well, I can talk a little about beer. When we do make beer, we don't make that much beer in this house anymore because we are mainly focused on the spirits. But we have another brewery close by that actually makes it and also allows us to be organic. But some beer variants we do make because they are locally based. So when we do that, we start from the same thing with the whiskey, malt, water and yeast, and then we actually pump it over in this container where we can boil it up and add the hops for that. And when that is done, we chill it down and add yeast over at the fermentation tanks we have over here, and then we ferment that for around 10 days as well. And when that is done, then we add some sugar syrup and beer into this, and then it's actually very manual. Have a beer bottle and add a bit of the sugar syrup, and then close it with a cap, and then we let that ferment for 3 weeks. So it's much the same as when you're making sparkling wine. We make the carbonation from the second fermentation of the bottle. But it also makes it last longer, the beer. But it is more labor intensive. But we have control of every bottle then. There's no robot or machine that does it for us. We have to do it ourselves.
So you said the beer is actually still fermenting in the bottle?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's because we add a little bit of yeast and the sugar syrup. So the yeast will start again. And because it's closed with the cap, then the pressure can't get anywhere besides the liquid. So we get that carbonation from doing that. It's much the same as sparkling wine.
Cool.
Yeah. And
that's a super cute cask.
Yeah,
So
I think it's 8 liters cask we have. It's something we offered for private customers back in the day, where they could buy a cask. We still offer that, but in the beginning it was aging for 3-4 years, and when we just were finished with it, there was nothing left really.
Yes.
So now we use it more for finishing some of the shared parts people buy.
Yeah.
So it is something you can buy.
Yeah, if a cask is too small, it matures too quick and sucks up too much.
But for finishing, it's really good.
Yeah.
So this is where we put on labels, and it's also very primitive. So it's about cranking this, and you have a beer bottle, for example, and then you just turn around. Yeah. But then we have control of every label, and we can see if something is a little bit off. We can.
There's a lot of labels.
Yeah.
Beer labels.
But there is some order in the chaotic mess. And the malt as well.
I see Belgian malt.
Yeah. So yeah, this is where we prepare all the malt we have, and this is I think. No. Yeah. This is the one we just bought from the national park. So yeah.
Awesome. Malty, malty, malt.
And that is the warehouse. And we also, very, very soon, we will get a visit from one of our good friends. He puts up beehives right over there when it gets warm enough. And then we actually get honey, which we use in the production. We use it for our Old Tom gin. We also use it for the absinthe, and we sell our own honey as well in the shop, both the spring honey and the late summer honey. And you can actually see difference in the honey color-wise, depending on what herbs they gather from nearby. So yeah.
Awesome. I was quite surprised. I was just coming today from Fari Lochan.
Yeah.
And they had, they said they can actually taste the difference in malt from spring malt and winter malt.
Yeah.
I was quite surprised about that.
It's funny when you get into these nerdy details,
Yes.
because there really is a difference. Yeah, so this is where we store our casks, and we have a lot of mess right now. So we in Trolden are part
Still
of...
smells fantastic.
Yeah.
You cannot smell it through the camera, but it smells very good.
So we in Trolden is a part of a bigger company called Home of Micro Beers and Spirits. And recently there was a distillery called Mosgaard that went bankrupt, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I can see that's the Mosgaard cask city here as well, right?
Exactly. So right now we are moving all of the casks from Mosgaard to our place, which means we have to find room for it all.
Yes.
And we just received a lot of it within the few last days. So right now it's just been pushed in there, and then we have to find a system for it.
Are those the stills of Mosgaard?
Yeah.
Sitting there?
Yes, it's all the equipment from Mosgaard.
So basically you're making a fusion of two distilleries into one, and we are seeing basically the equipment of one small distillery right in front of us here in the warehouse, right?
No, we are still two separate companies.
Yes.
So Moesgaard will still be making whiskey under Moesgaard,
Okay.
and they have brought some of the staff from Moesgaard over here to ensure that they make the same kind of whiskey, because they do it a lot different than we do.
Okay.
And we will be continuing to make our whiskey as we have always done, but it will be under the same roof.
So there's two distilleries under the same roof,
Yeah.
with two different brands, and
Yeah.
you will probably serve or sell the same these two whiskies then here
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, we will, and I will also be, of course, be promoting Moesgaard, but it is two separate companies.
Yes.
Where they were organic with their whiskies, so that is right now something we have to apply for, to be continuously organic with their whiskey and gin. But that also means that we can apply for being organic in Trolden.
Cool. Okay.
But that has some, there's a lot of paperwork, but that is something we're applying for right now.